Rethink. Your life, your choice. Rethink.
Rethink.
Rethink. Your life, your choice.
Rethink. Your life.
Rethink.
Your choice.
Rethink.
Rethink.
Your life, your choice.
Rethink.
Rethink.
Your life,
Your choice.
Rethink.
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 Your life, your choice. Winnebago's Healthy Living Partnership.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Rethink, Your Life, Your Choice. We bring community leaders, advocates, and local residents like you together to find solutions to some of the most important prevention and health-related issues we are facing today. I'm your host, Emily Deeringer. We are excited to transform Winnebago County into a community focused on implementing solutions for better health where our residents live, work, learn, and play. Today we're talking about active communities, getting from point A to point B actively by biking or walking. Our first guests are Mike Kading, Director of Park and Recreation of the Town of Menasha, and Kim Biedermann, Chair of Rethink's Active Communities Committee and a local bike commuter. Thanks, both of you, for being here today.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So, Mike, let's start with you. Rethink is again promoting our Drive Your Bike campaign. Would you be able to explain to our audience what that's all about?
Certainly, Emily. I see Drive Your Bike, or DYB, as an educational and encouraging campaign. What we do is we try to educate folks on the how-tos of biking, and then we get out there and we encourage them to take part and get out there and ride. I think it's important that we encourage folks to get out there to take that first ride, because that's the hardest. Once you do it once, it becomes easier every single time you get out there and do it.
So that's kind of what the campaign is all about, is getting people to get out there first, try it out once time.
That's correct. Let's get them out there, get riding.
Excellent. So one of the ways that Rethink is working to help people get out there for their first ride and potentially continue their ride is through the Fox Valley Bike Challenge. Can you talk a little bit about the Bike Challenge?
Yeah, the National Bike Challenge or the Fox Valley Bike Challenge are one of the same things as I see them. It started back a few years ago with a bunch of KC engineers. They got together, developed some spreadsheets, started tracking their miles, and before long they started challenging each other to see who could ride the furthest, the longest, who could ride through a 4-inch snowstorm or whatever it might be and show up at work, for the badge of honor of I bike today. So the Fox Valley Bike Challenge, though, it's all about getting the community, getting the individuals, getting companies to participate and start working together to challenge themselves to bike more often.
So what was some of the results from last year?
Yeah, the 2013, they set the goal for 2,500 riders and 1.1 million miles to ride. They actually obtained, they went over the goal by 88 riders. They had 2,588 riders, and they actually rode 1,114,000 miles. Million miles, excuse me.
Million is better,
Million's
bigger.
The better number. Yep.
Excellent. Well, that's really awesome. That's something that I think we can be really proud of in this area. Just to clarify for our Oshkosh residents, the Fox Valley Bike Challenge does include Oshkosh.
Yes.
It includes Winnebago, Outagamie, and Calumet County. So if
Yes.
you live in any of those counties, you're technically part of the Fox Valley Bike Challenge for this particular challenge. So can you talk a little bit about what's happening maybe for this year's bike challenge?
Well, certainly. They've set the goal for 3,000 riders, so we're going to go up 500 riders, and it's 1.25 million miles that they want to try to ride. And the important thing is for folks to get involved is because business leaders and decision makers, we can use the stats. If folks are out there riding, not only are they being seen, but we have statistical data that helps decision makers see that folks really are getting out and riding. So it's really important to get signed up and get involved.
Super. So what would be up on the screen here? We've got the last year's results, and Appleton was #1 in the nation. So we're looking to do that again this year. So we really need a lot of support from all of our community residents to get out there and ride. And when you sign up for the challenge, you do your email and your login and all that kind of thing. But the cool thing about the challenge is that you can ride for a workplace or a team or a school or a city. So there's lots of ways, like you were talking about tracking the data. You can track your own personal data,
Right.
which is pretty cool. And then you can kind of see your team against someone else's team or your workplace against someone else's workplace.
You can see how good you're doing, you can see how bad you're doing. So the encouragement is show up, log your miles, and have a lot of fun doing it. And it's quite interesting because then once you log on and become part of that biking community, the interaction that takes place between the commuters and the bikers, it's encouraging. Hey, I rode through, we were just talking about how windy it's been today, but I've rode through a 20-mile-per-hour windstorm and I made it. I rode through the rain and I made it. And you start going, well, that guy did it. Maybe I can do it as well.
Yeah, so do you want to share a little bit how you sign up for the bike challenge?
Certainly. I would encourage folks to go to the nationalbikechallenge.org, use their website, sign in, get your log-in information, and really that's as simple as it is. Folks that are really smart and have smartphone apps or whatever it might be, they can log their miles through Endomondo. I believe there's a couple other different ride applications that they are using this year. I'm old school. I just get on the computer, log it in at the end of the week. I know how many times I ride and what my mileage is. So
I love
just
that you
log it
said
in.
computer is my old school way of
I'm
of
just
tracking.
I'm just an old
Whatever
school.
works for you, that's okay. So
My youngest bike is 25 years old. What do I want a computer to tell me how far I ride? I like to just do it manually. I know it.
That's excellent. So, so talking about riding, you personally riding, it's kind of something that it's been brought up to me recently is that having the ability for people to bike is about a transportation choice. Yeah. So sometimes people get concerned about like, oh, the bikes, why do we have to be concerned about all these bikes, or why do we have to make all these accommodations for bikes? And it's really not about that. It's really about opportunities for different choices for transportation.
Yeah. Emily, I call it freedom of choice. I mean, and really when you look at our foundation of our country itself, it's freedoms. We have freedoms to do X, Y, and Z. We do freedoms to do this. This is just an extension of that. There's folks that love to drive their cars. Go in peace. Keep driving them. We're not telling you don't stop driving. What we're trying to say is, hey, there's people that want to use bicycles as transportation. There's people that want to walk for transportation. There's people that want to use the bus and then take their bike and put it on the rack and then get off the bus and then finish their commute to work by the bicycle. It's about having a choice. So when I get up in the morning, if it's raining and I don't like to ride in the rain, I'm going to drive. But that next day it's beautiful, sunshiny. Let me get on my bike and go to work via my bicycle.
Yeah, and I think that's a really great opinion and great point to make is that, this is about the options, and we did a survey recently where 92% of people of Winnebago County residents want planning and zoning to care about bicycles and pedestrians. So it's definitely something that a lot of people are interested in and support. So it's really great to know that the community's behind us. So speaking of community, Kim is a commuter in the community.
Yes, I am.
Kim, can you talk a little bit about, as a commuter, what do you agree that the conditions of the roads or facilities that are there, bike lanes or whatever, make it easier or more harder or influence people to ride?
Yeah, I think accommodations certainly make a big impact in influencing whether people bike or want to walk or whatever transportation choice they have. Accommodations really make a big difference. In fact, studies show that people want to bike, but a lot of times are hesitant to bike because of various safety concerns.
Yeah, I think we've got a graphic that says 60% of people want to bike, but they're concerned. They're on the fence and they're not really sure if they should take that leap and try it out, but they're like, oh, I don't want to get hit by a car, or I don't know how to drive in the traffic or whatever.
Yeah,
so.
and it can be a scary thing. I think the first time you get your bike out, it's intimidating. And where do I bike? Do I bike on the sidewalk or the side of the road? In Oshkosh, we do allow biking on the sidewalks, but I try to bike on the road as much as possible. We do have bike lanes in Oshkosh, and I think bike lanes and share roads are really good ways to show people that biking is acceptable. It lets drivers know, hey, there's bikers on the road, and also kind of sets up that norm for bicyclists to say, hey, it's cool, we welcome you, we'd love to have you as part of our community.
Yeah, so speaking of norm, we've got some pictures up of your pictures of you out and about on your bicycle. So
yeah.
Can you talk a little bit, how did it go for you? How's it going? Is it easy to do? That kind of a thing?
Yeah, it's super easy to do. For me, it was really a no-brainer to commute. I live 1.5 miles from work, so we're very centrally located. We're 1.5 miles from the grocery store, 2 miles from downtown. Everything's a very bikeable distance. It was kind of building up that bravery and making sure, am I doing everything correctly? And overall, people have been very accommodating, very welcoming. Some of the biggest challenges is grocery shopping. trying to grocery shop with a gallon of milk in your bike basket and 2 or 3, 4 bags on the back of your bike can be a little intimidating. And yes, we have lost some food because of it, but it's all trial and error and learning as you go.
Excellent. So it's positive things like that I hope people can take and say, just get out for the first time, give it a try. You didn't start off as a biking commuter expert. You just try it out.
Exactly.
Super. So, and I know people ride for different reasons, and I just want to share that with everybody. There's recreation, transportation, commuting. People ride for sport, and the reason I ride is because I think it's really fun, and that's the number one reason why I ride. But I know you guys have other reasons as well.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's super fun to ride. I own way too many bikes, and my husband and I are always scheming to buy more. But really, I ride it because it's a green choice of transportation. I've read statistics where a lot of people are driving a mile or less, and I think it's 65% of all trips a mile or less are done by driving. And so it's a greener choice. I know it's difficult for some people to bike for various reasons, but if you can make a short trip one day, even just once a week, it all adds up and makes a big difference.
Excellent. And Mike, what about you?
I'm a butt and gut guy. It's funny because people ride for environmental reasons, many different reasons, but I ride for my back pocket. I like to keep money in my wallet, and I like physical fitness. And it's just one way that I get to ride to work, talk about the day coming ahead, and then debrief on the way home. And like I said, I also like to keep money in the back side of my pocket rather than going into my gas tank.
That's awesome. So I hope everyone listening or watching today is inspired to go out and try driving their bike.
Just try once.
Yeah, so thank you guys both for being here. And speaking of opportunities for driving your bike or getting out and having a ride, Rethink has partnered with the YMCA to put on a Drive Your Bike kickoff ride on Saturday, April 26th. The 9-mile route starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, and the 4-mile route starts at 10:30. Helmets are required, but it's going to be a really fun, family-friendly event. You can sign up on the OshkoshYMCA.org website. All you do is click register and then do a keyword search for bike. So we're hoping that everyone gets out there and has a great time, and we're really hoping for good weather.
It's a free event.
It's a free event, so bring your friends, bring your family, bring your kids. It'll be great. All right, so switching gears a little bit here. That's a bicycle pun, by the way. We're going out in the field with our health educator, Jamie Orr. She's visiting some of our schools in Winnebago County that are participating in our Active Classrooms program. So we'll see you back here after this break.